What does that mean to you? And two, why has it clicked, how it has, as it has?
That means a lot to me. As a running back and offensive player as a whole, success comes in the run game and the pass game. And I feel like it's just a testament to the work that our offensive line is putting in, our coaches and staff is putting in, making sure they're putting us in the right position, and just the running back room kind of highlighting and capitalizing on the opportunities that we're given.
If I'm not mistaken, you, Lee, and Kalen are all top 75 right now in yardage and a lot of other stats. What does that just say about how good of a group y'all have?
I feel like it definitely reflects the work that we've been putting in. And it's still early. There's still a lot of things that we haven't been able to do that we're still working to get. But it shows the grit and the resilience that we kind of have as a room. We put each other in positions to be successful. We kind of compete with one another to make sure that everybody has their best foot forward at all times. And I think the last 2 weeks we've been able to show a little bit of a glimpse of what we can do if we, keep attacking the week and stacking days.
You forced a lot of missed tackles already the first 2 weeks. What's kind of the trick to that as a running back to be able to absorb contact and kind of bounce off of it? And how do you feel like you've gotten better at that through the years?
It's definitely something that's still a work in progress. Coach Miller has been helping me tremendously since I've been here, just giving me little tools in the toolbox to kind of make those guys miss. And it's really more simple than it seems, honestly. Just running and trusting my ability that I can make those guys miss, and having an eye towards the end zone and not really worrying about defenders kind of helps them to kind of roll off of me in a sense. And, obviously I have some things that I got to keep working on, but if I pride myself on making those guys miss and turning, little gains into bigger gains, it'll kind of help me in the team a lot.
What's one of the tricks he's given you?
Honestly, just getting the legs out of there. You see a lot of times when those DBs and secondary players, they go for your legs. If you can kind of find a way to take them away or, get up out of there where they're grabbing your legs and you can kind of make it hard for them to grab you, it helps you to kind of get out of tackles. Yeah.
2 consecutive weeks of rushing for over 300 yards. What's the key to that kind of dominance?
Just trusting the offensive line. If you look at the holes that they're opening up for, not myself alone, but the other running backs as well, you can see that they make our job really easy, and they're doing a really good job. Coach Bostad is putting them in, great positions to help us, and, we're clicking on all cylinders right now. So, we got to keep it up, and we got to keep striving to be great because we know it only gets tougher from here on out.
When you watch the film, how much does Riley show up blocking for you guys?
He shows up a lot. Coach said he was an unsung hero, and I feel like he's just that, in the locker room as well. He doesn't say too much, but he's well respected by everybody. He comes to work every day, and you're getting to seeing Riley every day. And if you put on the film, you'll see him blocking guys 10 yards down the field, and when he gets the ball, he's making a big impact as well. So he definitely makes his presence felt.
When did you first sense that presence from Riley?
I would say summer workouts. We all transferred in around the same time, and we're all veteran guys. I'm not saying everybody, but myself, him included, more veteran guys coming from Big Ten schools. So seeing how his journey has been shaped and formed, and him coming into a new place like myself, and we're kind of trying to build something together, and using our experience together. So when we first got out here, I kind of could see that he was a leader. He was somebody that came to work prepared every day, and it just rolled over through spring ball and to camp, and you guys are seeing it on Saturdays.
After the ODU game, you said you feel like you've gotten a second chance here. I guess, why do you kind of feel that way?
I just feel like, there's ups and downs in everybody's career, especially when it comes to the game of football. One of my coaches from way back said, they're on scholarship too, a lot of the guys that you're playing against. So every day is not going to be your day. And, I had a stretch where I felt like, every day was my day. And then I had a stretch where I was like, man, a lot of these days aren't my day. But, keep trusting in God. And I got a second chance being able to come here. And it's like, I've been able to attack that opportunity. And I feel like, the best is always ahead when it comes to, playing with a great group of guys and being able to play the game of football. It's the game I love.
Now that you're on the home side of things, is it different for you after being a visitor?
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. It's different having the atmosphere being in your favor. I said when I first committed here, when we played here last year, you could see the difference. Once Coach Signetti and the guys had got here, it's a different feel, and it's definitely better being on the home side of things for sure.
What's it like working with Justice Ellison?
Oh, it's amazing, honestly. Just being able to hear some of the things that he says, the way that he works with us, because he was in our shoes last year. He has a lot of experience at the running back position, and he has little tools and nuggets as well. Like him and Coach Miller, they do a great job making sure that we're prepared week in and week out, and they challenge us. He's one of those guys that challenges us. He'll come up there, every day, making sure that we have things to work on, because it's always you're getting better, you're getting worse, and they make sure that they put us into position to get better.
You mentioned after the ODU game that week one's a little weird. There's a lot of growing pains right there. How have you noticed the growth in just this week and a half time?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for us was finishing drives. As an offense, the goal of football is to score more points than the other team, and I feel like we were able to kind of capitalize on some of those things that we weren't able to do in week one. I feel like anybody that watched the game could kind of see that, offense was able to score, I think, 7 touchdowns in the red area this week, and the previous week we weren't able to do that. So, any time where we can make progress and keep getting better and, see the work that we put in, kind of the fruits of our labor, it definitely is good. And I feel like week 1 to week 2 was a little jump. We still got work to do, of course, but we're trending in the right direction.
Thanks, Roman.
Yep. Thank you. Take care, everybody.